Great night for the Seattle Seahawks.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, and their crowd in that stadium is obviously going to be talked about every time they're on TV for a good reason. They impact the game. Every player that speaks about playing there is like, yeah, it's different here. Yeah, it's problematic. The way the stadium is built, straight up and down, so whenever you yell, you actually hear your yell coming back because it's naturally an echo chamber in there. And they felt Pacific Northwest fans, we understand that they are lunatics. They are the closest thing we have to European soccer fans.
Sure.
Now, college football fans will obviously have that fight as well in certain places, but Pacific Northwest, the way they show up for things is bananas. It's soccer-like fandom, and they do it for football. They have done it for the Seahawks forever. That stadium, weapon. Home field advantage, for real. On the road with a sick quarterback, Eagles favored by 3.5 still. Drew Lock gets a start over a Geno Smith that could have played, but wouldn't have been nowhere near 100% with the groin injury. So Drew Lock leads them on this 92-yard game-winning drive at the end. Oh, my God, the Eagles lose 3 in a row. Drew Lock has a fairy tale moment. He hits DK Metcalf. He hits DK Metcalf. He hits DK Metcalf. Then he throws a bucket to Jackson Smith in Jigba. That catch was phenomenal, obviously, by DK, who's bigger, stronger, faster, and more athletic than you. And Jackson Smith in Jigba with a phenomenal catch, and then he goes and gives the ball away. Now, in the moment, I was thinking to myself, well, maybe we give that one to Drew. Maybe we give that ball to Drew because of what he, was able to accomplish and what he has been through in his short NFL career thus far. Drew Lock got a chance to speak immediately after the game, and it was beautiful. Remember, this is week 15. This is what this league and these games can really do to somebody's life and somebody's entire being. Here's Drew Lock getting a chance to chat about the magical night that he had on Monday Night Football.
Amazing won't do it justice. Amazing won't do it justice, but amazing also doesn't do justice what the O-line, what DK did on that catch, what the receivers did, what Ken Walker, Zach Charbonnet did all game long, the tight ends, man.
Hell yeah.
It takes a special group to rally around a guy that, is coming into his second game of the year, right? Used to the same thing all year long, same cadence, same spin of the ball, everything. For a team like that, not just the offense, the defense to rally around me tonight, man, that was amazing.
I hear some emotion in your voice.
Yeah.
Great follow-up.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I'm just blessed. Blessed with a great group of guys, a great city, great coaching staff. It's awesome. It's a wow.
Drew, when did you even know you were going to be playing tonight?
Oh, there's a long story going into that one. But I kept the mentality that I was going to play, regardless of what was going on, how people were looking and whatnot. I was just like, you know what, you're going to go out there and play, so just be ready to play. Found out when we got here that I was going to get the nod and roll the dice, baby. Let's go.
That's right.
Take us back to the touchdown pass to Jackson. Just what was the play call? Take me through it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll remember that play call for the rest of my life, but we're breaking the huddle. I knew Jax had the one-on-one. Good reminder from Shane in the headset. I said, hey, Jax, if you're one-on-one, I'm throwing you this pill. Sure enough. Gave us a one-on-one look. Corner was soft. Jax hit him with some speed. Back pylon, back box throw, came down with it.
Again, Drew, we can see the emotion on your face. We can hear it in your voice. Can you just describe what you're feeling in your heart right now?
Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard to describe the feeling of, not playing for so long, or at least what feels like a really long time to me. And then you sit there, you watch games, you wonder, can I do this still? I haven't been out there on the field. That's the human nature of it. You get back out there last week, and I'm like, you know what? I'm the man still. I can go do this. And then you got another test this week where I didn't know if I was going to play or not. Sure enough, ended up playing. We're playing the Eagles tonight. And the boys around me rallied tonight. And it just, gosh, it feels so good. It feels so good. I'm so proud of everybody tonight.
Congratulations to you. We're all happy for you.
Baby Drew Lock. Yeah. We are all incredibly happy for you. And having a game-winning drive like that in a moment that he'll remember for the rest of his life was something that Pete Carroll spoke about immediately afterwards as well, with a backwards hat on. I know a lot of us on the East Coast probably didn't see a lot of this, but I think this is a pivotal part of telling the story of last night's game. Here's Pete Carroll, who is now 8-0 against the Eagles, with a backwards hat and press conference post-game.
beautiful football, just beautiful football. I mean, the poise that we talked to you about last week. I mean, that's where he's been. He's been on it. He's been in command. You know, there's a couple incompletes in that drive. Came right back and hit it and converted and made the first downs and all. And then to throw the touchdown to win a football game. Yeah, it's amazing stuff. He would be the first to tell you about the guys around him. The offensive line did a great job tonight running the football, won, and also pass pro. And they did a beautiful job against these guys and gave us a chance. And I mean, we couldn't ask for more for him in that game tonight.
What was the process?
Oh man, I'm so thrilled for the kid, really. And this is first off, it's a memory that you're never going to lose. He's going to hold on to this Monday night forever. He earned it. He deserved it. He played up to the great moments in the game and came through. And it's been hard. It's been hard for him. Any guy that backs up that has the brain of a starter and the brain of a championship kid, it's difficult as heck to have to wait. And so he's had to do it, but he had his chances, and he almost put together a game good enough last week. And then this week he did the whole thing. So it was amazing.
That is amazing.
Yep.
Pete Carroll, obviously great with words. We had somebody come speak to us during training camp, and this person was trying to teach people how to become a president of the United States whenever they speak to the media. His name's Frank Luntz. I believe he does like focus groups.
Sure.
And they had a bunch of NFL people speak, and they had these focus groups, and they had a line on the screen where it would go like up green and then down red with like everything you said, because the focus group was told, if you don't like how he's saying what he's saying or what he's saying, push down. If you like what he's saying, push up. Pete Carroll was the one that was shown that literally the green arrow was just up the entire time. The way he speaks to the media is like expert level, master class, never going to give anything away, always going to compliment his team and others while delivering a message. So whenever he starts talking about Drew Lock with a backwards hat, I don't know if they would have went thumbs down or thumbs up on the backwards hat. I'm thumbs up all the way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thumbs up, but there's some people that'll judge that, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Last night for Drew Lock, huge moment for him as the athlete. Huge for Seattle. Happy for him. The Eagles on the other side, D-Boy. This is 3 straight losses. And Bradbury has been attacked, not only by Drew Lock, but by every other basic quarterback that they have played against and lost against. And then Bosa came out and said that we laid the blueprint on how to beat Jalen Hurts in the Eagles offense. Since then, 0-3. Do you think the Eagles are donezo? Is that what Drew Lock and the Eagles or Seahawks did last night? Or how do we get this whole thing fixed in Philadelphia?
Well, should I'll speak real quick on the Drew Lock thing.
Please
first.
do.
Obviously, he got traded over there to compete for the starting job, lose that job. Pete mentioned it. He mentioned it, just waiting, the peaks and valleys it is for a quarterback. And then to hear him after the game, shot everybody out. Didn't leave anybody out. The O-line, the defense, the running backs, Geno, like everybody. So that was dope to see. Obviously leaned on Kenneth Walker for the majority of the game. And then when he needed 92-yard drive the teams down and win it. On the flip side, Eagles, tough loss. Obviously Jalen Hurts played through the sickness. Then after the game, he had some surprising comments. I know Bosa made some comments, but him coming out and saying, hey, I don't think everybody's locked in enough. Everybody's not putting it in. So that's a big wake-up call. Because they're still in the spot now. They control a lot. They can win out. The rest of their schedule isn't not tough by any stretch of the imagination. So they can still win out and be in a good position going into the playoffs. Obviously, you make a big change, like changing the defensive coordinator midweek or going into this week. That's tough. Bradbury has been struggling. Slay will be out for a few weeks. He just had surgery, so they got to find some answers back there quick.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles, it feels different this year, and the difference is they don't have as many. They don't have the same coordinators.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yep.
Both their coordinators real good. Both their coordinators got head coaching jobs because of how good they were. Remember, Shane Steichen took Jalen Hurts from being a guy who is he going to be in the NFL after this year? Is he going to be back up to highest paid quarterback in the NFL after the year we're going to the Super Bowl? Shane Steichen was a part of that. Obviously, Sirianni and many others, but you see how Shane Steichen will be on our show today. 2:05 Eastern Standard Time has done with the Indianapolis Colts, who are very banged up. It's like losing that guy, probably a difference maker.
Massive.
And then Gannon, now I'm not saying that the Arizona Cardinals are, going to go on to win a bunch of games and everything like that, but they have certainly fought and seem to be a much different team than what we thought they were going to be going into the year. Maybe Gannon, who is a person that once you leave the building, not just X's and O's calling plays, but also in the building as a whole, they lose 2 potential real culture setters out of there. Now, Matt Patricia getting the nod again on the defensive side, only has a few days. A lot of people are saying, Matty P, geez, 10 play. 92-yard touchdown from Drew Lock. Monday Night Football. Your first game back.
DK Metcalf.
Take that Ticonderoga. break that thing in half.
Yeah.
You ain't got it anymore. But I think Matt Patricia's going to take a little bit of time to maybe implement what he's thinking, what he's doing. Okay, is that possible? Can you change much? It's like on the offensive side, you always talk about a coordinator change. And it's like, well, plays are already implemented. The everything that we have is already in there. It's just who's calling it and how we're calling it. Is that something that can change on the defensive side? What can Matt Patricia do that'll change how that defense is going?
That's just it. What you're calling, because you can't change. You build your roster based on the type of defense you call. Like if you're Chicago, you're drafting defensive, bringing defensive guys over who are going to play zone coverage. You're going to have good ball skills. If you're a man-to-man scheme, you're bringing coverage guys over. So you can't pretty much change the bones of your defense, but you just change when and where you call things. And that takes a while even for players, because as a player, you mentioned it with Jalen Hurts. As a player, you want to be comfortable and have that continuity with your play caller to where if it's 3rd and 8 on a 2-minute drive, I already know it's going to be one of 3 or 4 calls that my guy's going to call, as opposed to getting that call and then going through all those different things in your brain. So that's a different thing you got to work with. How he's managing the guys throughout the week, how much of a voice did he have before compared to being the guy now. That's a big change. So, and then you're missing Slay too, who's your best cover guy, especially in the back end. And they've struggled for not only these past few weeks, but I think this entire year compared to last year as a unit. Not a lot of continuity there. Maddox being out in the slot is big. Not getting after the passer like they did last year, that's obviously huge on the back end. And then Bradbury. I mean, you can talk about Matty P, but if I'm a defensive play caller, I'm putting Bradbury on the rookie on the outside. I expect him to win that one-on-one matchup. You know what I mean? The DK, I got him on DK on some. DK is going to win some of those. Double team, he goes up and makes a catch over 2 guys.
What happened, Bradbury? Just lost confidence, lost spirit? What happened?
It happens. And at cornerback, everybody sees it. Just like a quarterback. Like everybody's going to see if you have a run. It's not like linebacker or D-tackle or your offensive guard where you have a little tough stretch. When you play those positions, everybody's going to see it. Everybody's going to be an expert. And he hasn't been playing up to the level that he can play, and hopefully that he can turn it around this last stretch.
Yeah, they're going to need it. And then the offensive side with Jalen Hurts and the boys, Bosa had some real – Bosa's saying we laid the blueprint out on how to beat them. And since then, they've gone 0-3. Now, obviously, they've played great teams, but here's Bosa of the San Francisco 49ers talking about what they did to the Philadelphia Eagles maybe being what everybody needs to do.
Yeah, you see it on tape, though. And then, obviously, we put the blueprint out there. Hopefully, Cowboys watch the tape. We made Jalen stay in the pocket and escape outside instead of those big gaps, and paid off. Because Jalen's looking at the rush every play. So, yeah, you just have to be disciplined and not give him that quick escape route where he could get to his guys quick, and it paid off.
And then since then, Cowboys have done that. Seahawks have done that, obviously, and who knows what will happen going forward. Jalen Hurts saying not everybody's committed enough is a little bit alarming.
Yeah,
and on the flip side, Seahawks always going to be in it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, they're always going to fight, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Pete Carroll's chomping that gum and motivating the hell out of a football team. We haven't really seen a lot of videos from practice this year or last couple years of the Seattle Seahawks, I think because it's just like the new norm. But remember their practices. Pete Carroll, in warm-ups.
Slinging around.
The energy's always there. Think about the way Drew Lock talked there. The inspiration and the amount of competitive juice he still had in his mind. It's like Pete Carroll, always going to be a good ball coach. Congrats to the Seattle Seahawks getting a massive win.
Absolutely.
And the Philadelphia Eagles having some stuff to figure out.